Welcome to our virtual event, Musculoskeletal Injury Prevention into the Future Beyond 2021. I'm Jamie Hall, the Chief Operating Officer of SafeWork Manitoba, and thank you for joining us. SafeWork Manitoba is a division of the WCB and is the public agency that's dedicated to the prevention of workplace injury and illness. Working with our partners in the safety community, we provide prevention education, safety programming, consulting, and strategic direction to create a genuine culture of safety and health in our province. Have you ever twisted your ankle or pulled a muscle, maybe lifting something at home or even on the stairs? If you have, you've experienced a musculoskeletal injury, also known as an MSI. You or someone you know may have experienced something even more serious, like a herniated disc in your back. Injuries like these are very common in the workplace. Manitoba's 5-year plan talks about priority areas, and the data tells us that MSIs should be a priority. We are launching the new Manitoba's Musculoskeletal Injury Prevention Strategy. This strategy represents Manitoba's commitment to addressing workplace injuries that continue to have the greatest impact on Manitobans. We look forward to working with our prevention partners to implement Manitoba's Musculoskeletal Injury Prevention Strategy. While this group has made significant headway in reducing the frequency of MSIs over the years, on average 12 Manitobans still sustain an MSI every day, some of which can be career-ending or life-altering. This 5-year strategy continues on the success of the previous 3-year strategy. Together we will share knowledge and resources to make MSI prevention an integral part of all workplaces and have the strongest impact for all Manitobans. Your presenters and hosts today will be Gail Archer-Heath, a registered occupational therapist, and Jennifer Dick, a certified occupational nurse. Both are prevention consultants with SafeWork Manitoba and are certified ergonomic specialists.
Thank you, Jamie, for that great introduction. My name is Gail, and I'd like to welcome you all here today. The purpose of this webinar, as Jamie mentioned, is to launch our new MSI strategy, but it's also to give an overview of the state of MSIs in Manitoba at this current point in time. What we'd like to cover with you today is what MSIs are and why the concern to both workers and to employers. We'd also like to talk about where we've been, where we've come from, and what our plans are for going forward in the future. And last, but hardly least, is an opportunity to hear from our safety-based partners and our industry-based safety programs and what their plans are for the future as well. First off, I'd like to talk about what MSIs are to give a definition. Musculoskeletal injuries, or MSIs, are actually wear and tear injuries to the soft tissues of the body. So that's going to include muscles, ligaments, tendons, discs of the back, blood vessels, and nerves. Through work, we find that the most common cause of MSIs is overloading, when workload actually overtakes or exceeds what the body is designed to do. There's a very simple formula that you'll see on this slide here, and basically it's workload, WL. When it exceeds TT, that's tissue tolerance, then an MSI can potentially occur. When it does, it can be very severe and a painful onset. It could actually look like having some discomfort or a dull ache at the end of the day or the end of the week, or maybe not have any symptoms at all. It appears as a small, tiny tear that's painless, and you don't even know it's happened. However, those little tears can accumulate over time, and as you get older, they can catch up with you. The mechanisms of injury that seem to contribute most consistently year after year include forceful exertions, awkward and sustained postures, and repetitive motions. So I'm going to hand this over to Jen now to talk a little bit more about the numbers and statistics.
Thanks, Gail. That's very interesting. My name is Jennifer, and we know that MSIs can impact anyone. They occur in all sectors and can affect workers of any age. We know that MSIs continue to be the #1 cause of time loss in the workplace. In 2015, MSIs resulting from ergonomic issues made up 40% of the time loss injuries. And we can see this from the pie chart that in 2019, these ergonomic time loss injuries dropped to 34%, and we'd love to see that trend continue. We attribute this decrease to increased awareness and the hard work of industry-based safety programs and safety professionals who are dedicated to putting components in place to ensure safer workplaces and work habits. This includes a change in culture, as well as shifting from the lift all you can attitude to asking for help or using proper equipment. You may also notice a large MSI section on this pie chart that we haven't spoken about. And this section refers to MSIs of non-ergonomic nature. This includes injuries from slip, trips, and falls, or bites from an animal, etc. These make up 22% of all time loss injuries. It has not budged over the past 6 years. Moving from the big picture around MSIs to what's getting injured, we can see here in this slide that backs are the most commonly affected body part at 48%. Your back only has so many lifts before that tissue tolerance is exceeded. As you can see in this slide, this is followed by injuries to the neck and shoulders, to multiple body parts at once, then to arms and hands, and finally to the legs and the feet. Add all of these up, and they just barely exceed the frequency of back injuries. You see 48% for backs and 53.2% for everything else. MSIs are expensive too. They can be a significant cost to an industry. Direct costs, or the insured or actual costs, are the costs paid out by one or more insurers, such as WCB, property and fire insurance, or they may include sick time or work replacement costs or property damage. One might say these are the tip of the iceberg costs. But what are the costs that you can't see? Those underwater costs, if you will. These are referred to as the hidden costs. And examples of that is the wages needed for investigations or ongoing treatment, or maybe it's the cost of a family breakdown. As well, these cost the employer as well. Loss of productivity, decreased morale, or employer reputation. Injuries can affect the industry's organizational capacity, public image, and safety record.
Thanks, Jen. Our previous strategy ran from 2017 to 2019, and it focused on the 4 tactics listed on the slide here. First off, we were concerned about increasing MSI injury awareness in the province as a whole. There seemed to be a complacency that discomfort, pain were just part of the job. And to be perfectly honest, we totally disagree. We also wanted to connect with our industry-based safety partners. Some have been really well established for many years now, and during this time, others were just getting off the ground. But we saw that there would be a great value in combining our efforts with their expertise. Thirdly, we focused on developing high-quality training. Some of the courses we actually specialized into different areas of ergonomics and MSI prevention. We are making these available to other organizations to take forward as well. Anything to increase the capacity. And finally, we saw the value in actually bringing together ergonomic service providers in the province into a group we call ELM, Ergonomics Leadership of Manitoba. Part of their mandate is to promote ergonomics as a viable and valuable foundation for safety controls. And where did this lead us? The great news is that MSIs decreased by 20% between 2017 and 2019. In 2017, we had 5,300 injuries, and in 2019, 4,292. So that means that in 2019, 1,078 fewer people sustained an MSI, and that gets us excited. We'd like to keep this trend going forward. This is my favorite slide. There's a lot of text here, but it really encapsulates what we learned over those 3 years of the previous strategy. During this time, we had added opportunity to do research to find out what was happening in North America and worldwide. We had an opportunity to be in communication with other jurisdictions across Canada, and we spoke to our IBSPs, our safety partners, and also to workplaces. And these are the guiding principles that everybody seemed to agree upon. The first one is workplace culture. There's a really strong tie between psychological health and musculoskeletal and general safety altogether. We can't separate out that psychological health plays an important role in creating general workplace safety conditions. And when you have a safe work culture, you have better opportunities or chances for job retention, for injury reduction programs, for productivity, and a lot of other value as well. Professionals in the field all agree that the most effective way to reduce musculoskeletal injuries is a combination of consultation, education, and enforcement. None of these exist alone, and all three components are very essential. We have found that supervisors are really the key for keeping this program going. They're the ones who are in charge of mentoring their workers to work safely. They need to be able to identify when work looks safe and when it doesn't look safe, and then take it from there and problem solve with their workforce. So we would like to provide and equip them with the tools and resources that they need to do this job well. We found that collaboration between all our safety partners and safety professionals in the province helped to consolidate the message and increase the capacity to get it out there to every corner of the province. People have repeatedly told us that training is most effective when it is practical and hands-on. And finally, there are many studies that show that there's a positive return on investment when ergonomic solutions are used. Traditionally defined ergonomics as a way to reduce soft tissue injury, which affects the comfort of the workers. However, it doesn't stop there. The benefits go all the way up the chain. In fact, it can benefit the supervisor, the health and safety officer, the production specialist, the quality people, and finally leadership and the stakeholders. So by just focusing on soft tissue reduction, we're leaving a lot of value on the table. So we'd like to take these points going forward into the future. So where has all this led to? We took this information and used it as the framework to create the new Manitoba Musculoskeletal Prevention Strategy 2021 to 2025. This webinar celebrates its launch and also marks the opportunity of the good work going forward. First of all, this strategy is not a safe work strategy. It is all Manitoba strategy. Our safety partners and industry-based safety programs were all instrumental in creating the goals and the tactics and the activities that we believe will lead to a positive outcome over the next 5 years. Its mission, which we choose to accept, is to continue to address the nearly 4,300 injuries that Manitoba sustain annually. I'm going to pass this over to Jen to provide some further information on the specifics of this new strategy.
This strategy is a really great collaboration. And to go a little bit further into the strategy, this new plan describes 3 main goals that as a group we have identified to focus our efforts on to reduce musculoskeletal injuries. We are going to expand on these over the next few slides as they will frame our activity over the next 5 years. The first goal is to enhance and strengthen partnerships. This plan has been developed in collaboration with partners, and these partners include industry-based safety associations or IBSPs, Occupational Health Center, the MFL or Manitoba Federation of Labor, the public sector, Workplace Safety and Health, Safe Work Manitoba, Ergonomics Leadership of Manitoba Group, and with Safe Workers of Tomorrow or SWAT. From here, we want to enhance the working relationship between all players to develop and share resources, to share knowledge and experience, and to work together on projects that are practical, effective, and improve productivity. These partnerships also allow us to mentor safety leaders and students, especially in the field of ergonomics and musculoskeletal safety. Our second goal is to reach out to workplaces to help fill the gaps where MSIs may occur. And we recognize that an awareness of MSI prevention needs to start early in our secondary schools, in our post-secondary and training institutions. We also see that online learning and e-learning increases our capacity to build awareness more than ever before, and we see this today with this webinar. We also recognize the role of workplace culture and psychological health issues in our workplaces and how they affect safety, injury, and productivity. And we would like to seek opportunities to make these connections with workplaces and provide mentoring and resources to affect positive change in their culture. Safety does not exist in silos. All components have an impact on one another. We would also like to encourage growth and investment in the area of ergonomics.
Very exciting, Jen. Lots of potential. In our discussions, it was no surprise to hear that workers wanted resources that are industry-specific and job-specific to them. So, as Nova Scotia put it, industries want to see themselves in the materials. As a group, we recognize that the push is to collect or develop and or modify existing tools and new tools and make them more industry-specific and relevant directly to workers. There's also commitment of all involved to populate our websites with these tools and resources to make them available not only to our own workers, but to all Manitobans as well. And the technology, talk about innovation. Our delivery formats are becoming more and more sophisticated and widespread. More and more, we're able to reach out into the far corners of Manitoba and into more remote communities. We're able to reach out to different ages and generational and styles of learning. We're able to do this through the increased popularity or availability of apps, of virtual reality, of online training and e-learning, and all with more interactive formats as well. So this has allowed us to increase the depth and capacity of information as well. So it's no longer on the horizon. Due to COVID, it has already arrived. We're in the process of developing ergonomic assessment tools that are more specific to industries. We're also committed to developing a generic template of ergonomics assessments that will meet the requirements of the workplace safety and health legislation. And we'd like to facilitate the trial and implementation of mechanically assisted technology that will help to offset musculoskeletal loading. So hopefully in the next 5 years, all industries in Manitoba will have the opportunity to investigate these options even further. We have the opportunity to hear from our partners. In the next few minutes, they're going to share with you who they are, what industries they service, what musculoskeletal injury means to their industrial sector, and then what their plans are in the future and going forward. So sit back and enjoy.
My name is Sean Scott. I am the Executive Director of the Construction Safety Association of Manitoba, CSAM. Established in 1989 by the Winnipeg Construction Association, we have continued to grow, adapt, and evolve for more than 30 years. As an association by the industry for the industry, our focus remains on providing exceptional customer service, quality, and value for our clients. This focus, along with our guiding principle of practical solutions for a safer workplace, has earned CSAM the reputation as the go-to resource for literally anything related to safety and health. With accident prevention being our primary objective, we offer relevant information, resources, training, consultation, and course certification to meet the diverse needs of our clients. MSIs account for approximately 60% of all WCB claims in construction. This does not include the thousands of sore backs, knees, wrists, and shoulders that are never reported and just accepted as just part of the job. Over the past 2 decades, CSAM has had multiple initiatives to raise awareness about MSIs. This includes convincing an industry with a tough image that it is okay to admit when something is too heavy or too awkward and to find a safer way of doing it, and to report an injury if your body is hurting from the work that you are doing. Simply put, we agree that work shouldn't hurt. CSAM continues to work with industry, suppliers, and training providers to provide information, resources, and practical training to help reduce MSIs in construction. As industry is evolving, CSAM continues to look for new ways to serve our clients. As of late, this has included our hands-on and practical manual material handling training and our very popular CSAM on Tour demo trailer that actually offers realistic demonstrations in eye safety, hand safety, fall protection, and an excellent demonstration on proper lifting techniques and the risks that are associated with lifting. To help focus our efforts, CSAM is also analyzing industry-specific data to determine risk of MSIs by task in each specific industry classification. This will allow us to develop initiatives, training, and services that will have the greatest value and make the most impact for our clients and to help industry as a whole. As construction ramps up this spring, CSAM advisors and consultants We'll be offering CSAM services directly on site to ensure that the information, resources, and training that we offer are not only relevant to our clients, but also easily accessible. If you need help or assistance regarding MSIs or literally anything related to health and safety, please contact us. We are here to help.
Hello, my name is Kevin Newbauer. I'm an ergonomic specialist with MadeSafe. MadeSafe is an industry-based safety program for manufacturing here in Manitoba. We provide health and safety services for the needs of manufacturing work environment. The association offers training, access and event and resources, consulting and safe work certification conducted by MadeSafe for manufacturers in Manitoba. In manufacturing industry, within the last 12 months, MSIs have accounted for over 28,000 lost time days. Over 25% of those claims this year in 2021 have been related to MSIs. This is way more than just numbers. Each of these represent a member of our manufacturing community that has been negatively impacted by trying to contribute to the community. Our goal is that everyone has the opportunity to contribute to manufacturing industry, earn a living, and go home in the same way or better than how they showed up. A good measure of our success to our organization is engagement with our members in relations to MSIs. MadeSafe provides practical, real-world solutions. These come in the forms of education and awareness through training, lunch and learns, and on-site ergonomic assessments. Some of our challenges are initial engagements, as well as our getting manufacturers to look at MSIs from a systems point of view. We need to look at this process as a whole rather than just the injury. It's about having proactive view versus a reactive view. Some ways MadeSafe have addressed these issues is via lunch and learns. It gives us an opportunity to come meet with your workers during a lunch break or whenever you designate a time frame and educate them on the signs and symptoms, what an MSI is, how to recognize the signs and symptoms, how to report those early signs within the workplace. It also gives us an opportunity to conduct real on-site evaluations. We come in and we would talk to the worker who's having the issues. We'd get a chance to get some feedback from the supervisor and come up with some ideas to lower the hazard to the worker, both short and long term. We would provide the company with a report that they could use to address these issues. We also allows us to provide some videotaping of the assessment so we can break it down and actually show the workers the hazards that are involved in their task and then conduct the modifications, and they can see the difference themselves when looking at the video. COVID has created some tremendous challenges for us, but we've embraced them through the use of new technology. We have developed videos and webinars to help training and educate workers on MSIs, as well as using the Coach's Eye app, which allows us to record the assessment and break it down into real-time analytical feedback that is the key to educating workers. This allows us to show workers how they are conducting their tasks and the hazards associated with them. We are going to continue to take and act on feedback from our manufacturing company as well as monitor data from WCB to adjust our engagement strategies to continue towards our goal of this year's and over the years to come. Here at MadeSafe, we want to keep collaborating with manufacturers to help reduce MSIs and to make sure our workers are safe.
My name is Don Hurst. I'm the director of the Manitoba Heavy Construction Association's Work Safely program. Everything we do here is to support improving the safety outcomes and business success of companies in Manitoba's heavy construction industry. The MHCA has been delivering safety program services to our companies for over 30 years, serving over 350 companies in an industry which employs over 8,000 workers. We also deliver services to municipalities, First Nation communities, and other related sectors. The key services delivered by the Work Safely program include training, safety support and advice, an industry-focused safety management system, and public awareness. These services are offered to individuals at all levels of organizations, from owners and supervisors to frontline construction workers and safety personnel. The principal instrument for the delivery of safety services to our industry is the Core Safety Program. The CORE program is a nationally recognized accreditation program that verifies the implementation of a safety and health management system which meets national standards for the construction industry. 90% of what we do here at Work Safely is delivered through the CORE program. This program is nationally trademarked and endorsed by the Canadian Federation of Construction Safety Associations, of which WorkSafe is a member. Like all industries, MSI injuries account for approximately 2/3 of all WCB injury claims. WorkSafe has taken steps in a number of areas to promote MSI prevention. MSI-related training, both online and in class. We've developed tools, procedures, resources, and safety talks that are available online. We've had MSI prevention specialists work with our industry. We've focused on MSI risk assessment and control through the elements of the CORE program. And of course, through our weekly, quarterly, and monthly newsletters and social media, we continue to promote the prevention of these injuries. WorkSafely is now in the process of adding a return to work training and awareness program to our range of services. The key here is to more closely link the injury claim to the injury cause so that we can better prevent these injuries from recurring. Work in the heavy construction industry is hard physical work. This kind of work can lead to risks which cause MSIs. Following the CORE program gives companies the basic tools to identify and address risks and challenges that lead to these injuries. While there may be an introduction of new technologies that may reduce MSI risks, the physical nature of the work means that working through the CORE program is the best way to systematically reduce these injuries. Call us at WorkSafely and speak to one of our safety advisors. We can help.
Welcome to the MFL Occupational Health Center's training room at our new location at 167 Sherbrooke Street in Winnipeg. My name is Andrew Dolhe, and I am a certified professional ergonomist working for the OHC since 2002. The OHC is a community health center specializing in workplace health and safety. We are a nonprofit charitable organization funded by the Winnipeg Regional Health Authority and by donations from individuals, unions, and other groups. The OHC helps workers, employers, and joint health and safety committees to improve workplace health and safety conditions and eliminate hazards. The OHC was started 38 years ago to bring health and safety education, medical services, and outreach to all Manitoba workplaces and workers, federal, provincial, union, non-union, small business, migrant workers. Today, we offer a medical clinic staffed by specialized occupational health physicians dealing with work-related injuries and diseases without a referral. Workplace services delivered by our occupational health nurses, ergonomists, and health educators include assistance regarding musculoskeletal injuries, psychological health and safety, and preventing workplace violence. Education and outreach, we are celebrating 20 years of our Train-the-Trainer program for newcomer communities. We have a new workplace sexual harassment prevention workshop and a workplace health and safety Train-the-Trainer program for nail salon workers, and many COVID-related resources for workers and workplaces. Specifically, with ergonomics and MSI prevention, we offer a variety of education and training sessions, from workplace awareness presentations to multi-day ergonomic assessment and skills training. We were able to perform specialized assessments using vibration equipment, electromyography, and biomechanical models. We provide extra opinion reports on MSIs and conduct in-depth research on specific issues. Research projects and resources previously funded by the WCB grants has involved small business case studies, development of safe work groups in rural Manitoba, a quality of life and return to work accommodation resource guide, and a small business resource as well. These and many other resources are available on our website at www.mflohc.mb.ca. The Occupational Health Center has developed a strong partnership with Safe Work Manitoba, collaborating the past few years on our annual RSI Day event. The partnership has helped make the hands-on ergonomics event a success, with 9 different workstations staffed by MSI specialists. This year, the team pivoted to a virtual conference on psychosocial risk factors and MSIs. We look forward to Safe Work Manitoba's future strategies to increase outreach and awareness of MSIs, to collaborating on resources to prevent these injuries, and to continue partnering to ensure all workers in Manitoba have a safe and healthy workplace. Thank you.
Hello, I am Aaron Dolinik, and I work with RPM Trucking Industry Safety. We exist to support Manitoba's trucking industry in the development, maintenance, and certification of health and safety programs. Currently, RPM is focused on advisory and training services, as well as safe work certification. We have excellent trainers who offer a wide variety of training services. Our training covers everything from emergency first aid and psychological first aid to principles of safety and health management and safety for supervisors. We also offer advisory services and other wellness resources, including noise level testing and air quality monitoring. With restrictions due to COVID-19, we have had to adjust our normal operating procedures when it comes to in-person services. However, we are more than willing to work with our companies to ensure their safety programs are getting off the ground. Truck driver is the #1 occupation in Manitoba for injuries, from slips and trips, getting in and out of the cab, loading and unloading trailers, and one-off type incidents like trailer doors catching in the wind and causing injury, or cranking dolly legs. There are many ways Manitoba's professional drivers can be injured on the job. As such, we are working hard to draw attention to MSIs among truck drivers. We have shared resources in our newsletter and recently hosted a speaker series that addresses MSIs in the industry. Our course, Slips, Trips, Falls, Sprains, and Strains, specifically addresses this topic and is available 24/7 on our website. We are currently working to develop further training and supports for industry to utilize. The trucking industry's workforce is an aging one. The average age of professional truck drivers is 55 years old. For us at RPM, this means that these musculoskeletal injuries are going to continue to be a challenge to workforce injuries for many years to come. This is a topic that will be a front burner for a while, which is both a challenge and an opportunity. At RPM, we are working hard to overcome any stereotypes associated with safety in the trucking industry. Safety isn't just for the safety department. Safety is for everyone in the organization, from top management to the newest employees. Our goal is to have safety incorporated into the culture of every trucking company in Manitoba because the employers want to be part of the culture, not because developing a safety program is something they are mandated to do. Already we are seeing a change, with over 25 companies certified, representing the majority of trucks on the road in Manitoba. Having said that, many of the certified companies are bigger trucking companies, meaning we have a lot of work to do to draw the smaller and medium-sized trucking companies into the program. This work has begun with the Small Employer Path to Certification and is an area of focus for us as an IBSP. We are excited to view 2021 and beyond as a chance to reach out to new carriers in Manitoba and let them know what opportunities RPM can provide them. By working closely with our partners, the Manitoba Trucking Association and SafeWork Manitoba, we can meet the needs of industry when it comes to improving health and safety in Manitoba's trucking industry.
My name is Aislinn Ballack. I'm a safety advisor at the Sales and Service Safety Association, S2SA. S2SA is a non-for-profit, member-funded association that provides industry-specific training, services, and SafeWork certification to Manitoba's sales and service industries. S2SA was formed in 2015 with the motor vehicle industry support and the heavy industrial equipment sales and service. Since then, S2SA is now expanding into various sales and service industries, such as retail, hospitality, and aviation, to name a few. Members of S2SA across Manitoba are entitled to free health and safety services, such as access to safety advisors for ongoing safety support and guidance, step-by-step consultation in developing, improving, and implementing safety programs, support and assessment for committees and representatives, gap analysis to determine audit readiness for SafeWork certification, assistance in inspections for the workplace, and providing feedback, coaching on handling serious incidents, improvement orders, and stop work orders. Musculoskeletal injuries, MSIs, are significant costs to employers and the province in lost time claims. A challenge facing the motor vehicle industry regarding MSIs is a flat rate work environment. What is flat rate pay? Flat rate pay is when a technician is paid by the job. For example, if a job that is estimated to take 1 hour takes them 3 to complete, the employee is still paid a flat rate of 1 hour. However, if the technician completes the work in just 30 minutes, they still receive the flat rate pay. So if the worker is quicker, they can fit in more work, ultimately make more money. This makes pulling technicians away for assessments, surveys, and training difficult. Technicians also primarily make up the demographic of workers where the lost time claims are coming from. To provide services with the flat rate framework, S2SA will develop a way to assess tasks workers regularly perform with our industries and their ergonomic impacts. With the information gathered from the assessments and job shadowing, we plan to launch a service called Live MSI Feedback Training for our members. The service will essentially be observation-based while workers are performing their regular daily tasks. Our advisors will provide live feedback and adjustments to help prevent MSIs. But what cannot be brought up will be offered to the employer in a report. S2SA has also recently launched a virtual ergonomic assessment survey. This can be used to assess and improve the home or office work setup. Advisors will meet with the organization's employees and employer to review recommendations and answer any questions. Also, S2SA has recently made changes to include MSI program measurement in the SafeWork certification audit tool as of January 2020. This will help ensure our members working towards SafeWork certification are considering the MSI impacts to their workers and mitigating those risks. To conclude, the Sales and Service Safety Association is eager to get these initiatives into action, and we are looking forward to making an impact to reduce the risks of MSIs in Manitoba.
I would like to take a moment to thank the IBSP leadership and OHC for the time they put into this very descriptive video. I hope you found it informative and helpful. Check their websites for further information. So, Manitoba's MSI Prevention Strategy 2021 to 2025 is now officially launched, effective as of June 2021. The IBSPs and other safety partners are committed to working collectively and cooperatively to keep workers safe and to use ergonomics to help businesses thrive. Together, we believe we can have a huge impact in reducing MSIs. This strategy can be found on the SafeWork Manitoba website.
On behalf of SafeWork Manitoba, thank you for watching our virtual presentation. We hope you were able to take away some tools and knowledge to better understand some ways we can work together to prevent MSIs. We hope this will keep you, your coworkers, and your customers safe. In the coming days, you will receive an email with a link to a survey. You will also be able to view the complete recording of this webinar and share it with your colleagues. Be sure to visit safemanitoba.com to view resources. Thank you.